I mean, it sounds terrible, but then also I wouldn't watch Dragon Ball Z. I like Digimon.
Digimon was good. First season of Digimon, I like Digimon.
The wolf, he was alright.
The wolf? Yeah.
Horns and blue stuff. Yeah, I liked him.
He was blue and white stripes, if I remember correctly. In his small form, he was like wearing his own pelt as like a cape.
You know more than me. Because it has been 20 years.
They released new movies of the original series like 2 years ago. But it was them like kind of slightly older and all the Digimon came back. They were like teenagers at this point and all the Digimon came back. I'm like, oh, I need your help.
I'm a 30-year-old now, Christopher.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
Did you enjoy the Digimon movies?
I watched the first one. It was okay. It didn't.
I watched
nostalgia didn't kick in as much as I thought.
Some Ajin.
Oh, yeah, it's
you
Superhuman, Demi-Human, whatever it's called. Yeah. That's good. That's not bad for
I really
like the
want,
3D.
I really want Ace's nephew to come back around.
So you can watch
so I can watch more of it. Because I feel like a dickhead, like watching it on my own.
Why?
Because you shouldn't start something with someone and then finish it solo.
Okay, that I understand. Yeah, that's fair.
I think he's watched the whole thing anyway.
Mm.
He's playing me for a fool. But yeah.
Right,
Uh-huh.
Andrew.
Yo.
So I watched Future World.
To specify, not the
No.
1970s sequel to Westworld.
Definitely not. But I thought, hey, Westworld's second season's really popular, and it's about robots. Beyond, not Beyond. Two Souls, that's the old game. Detroit thing, the game, David Cage game's out. It's about androids.
Looks terrible. I saw some. You were watching.
We watched a little bit.
Terrible.
So I thought, hey, let's stick with that trend and watch another equally high quality piece of content to do with androids.
You're always about what's hot. You're always about what's hot right now.
I like to keep a finger on the pulse that none of these androids have.
Very, very current.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
So I assumed you know absolutely nothing about Future World.
Is it? Don't even know. I mean, is it a remake of Future World?
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, I assumed going in that I thought it was going to be kind of similar because I was like, oh, Westworld's been popular for like 2 years, so maybe they fired this out as like a.
It's also a terrible name for anything other than Future World, the original. It's a terrible name. Like, you may as well call it sci-fi film.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Terrible,
100%.
terrible.
I mean, that kind of fits like. It seems very 80s, which I guess kind of fits the name. Like, I think Future World's a very like early 80s kind of name. Like, hey, we need to see what the future's going to be like in like 2004.
I mean, I do own the DVD of Future Sport, which stars Dean Cain and I think Wesley Snipes. But it is
that is 80s.
It is about a 90s, I think, tragically.
Oh, that's grim.
I think it's pre The New Adventures of Superman, but Dean Cain and I think Wesley Snipes, and there is a Future Sport, but it's literally called Future Sport. So they play this sport, and obviously then it isn't the future, it's now. They've still called it Future Sport. It's like if I invent a sport and was like, oh yeah, this is Future Sport.
That's not a name for anything. Like, you shouldn't be.
Yeah, obviously Dean Cain can't act, and
sure. I mean, Wesley Snipes isn't far behind that, in fairness.
I worry that it will. No, but I'm sure it was Snipes.
Like, can you name me one thing where Wesley Snipes has been a great actor in that's not Demolition Man?
Blade.
Was he great though?
I believe.
Was that great acting?
I believe he was Blade. The scene where he sits and contemplates his knife while burning the incense, which a lot of films have.
Yeah.
You squat and contemplate your knife. Crocodile Dundee 2 has a scene like that.
It does.
Before he goes and rescues.
You're right.
His real world wife.
Yeah.
We've digressed. I apologize.
We're widely off tangent immediately.
Future World. There is
Crocodile Dundee.
There's a suspicious van driving up and down your street, which has distracted me slightly, but I think he's just looking for someone to
kidnap.
Sorry.
Yeah. So surprisingly, I mean that's not going to play. That's not going to play on audio at all. And I'm not going to tell you what happened. So Future World is in a like Mad Max style future. So you get like almost 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie of some British bird narrating, telling you how there was a massive jump in technology, which obviously led to increased levels of arms, and then the world kind of got like reset back to like Mad Max-ish because of the bombs.
Sorry, can I highlight weird? It's weird for you to say British bird. Like, I mean, you know she was like. I mean, you know exactly where she was from.
No, it all goes in the same place.
She was English.
And she was English.
Right. Okay.
So she does a little bit of narrating, tells you like, hey,
An English lady.
An English lady. Let's be correct.
Told you.
So basically, yeah, she just tells you, hey,
so technology got so great that it just fell apart.
Yep, fell apart.
Like
fell apart immediately.
Man's hubris.
I mean, they got technology enough that they could make lifelike android people.
Oh god.
But then decided, hey, you know, that's not fun. Let's reset the world back to like desert wastelands and Snoop Dogg, which we'll get to later. So
got very excited.
So like you get like the initial shot of like scramblers and like guys in like padded leather vests with like spikes and stuff and like skull masks and all, you know, like pretty standard stuff for the apocalypse world that's Mad Max-ish.
People scratching for the barest of existences in post-apocalyptic worlds often put far too much effort and attention into aesthetics.
Yo, they're all about it.
Like,
that's the most important thing.
Everyone in Mad Max looks great. Like, you guys should not be spending time cultivating a style.
Well, what else are you going to do?
Like, look for water.
Ooh,
food.
yeah, water might be good. Yeah.
Is it iodine tablets that stop radiation poisoning?
Yeah, I believe that might be useful. Yeah.
I mean, like, frankly, even digging a hole.
I'll tell you what's more useful than that: having a sick motorcycle.
Sure.
And a leather jacket with spikes on it.
Sure.
And making masks out of your victims' skulls, I assume. I don't know where all these skull masks come from. I assume they're made from real skulls of some sort.
At a practical level, a skull mask's terrible because a skull is obviously smaller than a head.
But I feel that they've given Franco a skull mask in this because they don't want him to have to be on set for most of it.
Or is it Franco?
It's Franco!
Is it Franco Senior?
It is Franco Senior.
Fucking worst.
Knocking another one out of the park. The boy does like one good movie in every maybe 7 or 8.
When was his last good movie?
That Kim Jong Un one was alright.
I never
The
caught it.
Negotiator, the interview.
The interview. I never caught it. The first Planet of the Apes was alright.
Yeah, I mean that was terrible. Tommy Wiseau.
No.
That movie was
no.
terrible. I like that.
Right.
I mean, fair enough. It's
Fine.
a remake, but yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was better than most of the absolute nonsense he puts out. Like,
no, but that's the problem.
Future World.
Yeah, well, let's not. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you get all the stereotype like, oh, we're crazy savage man. Oh, look at my tongue sticking out, and oh, I'm going mental. And they like attack like some sort of power plant because they need to find the android girl in this world where he specifically states, like his first line in the movie is like, ooh, a gun. Don't see any of them anymore. I haven't seen one of them working since before the bombs. Just to like immediately set the standard, like, hey, guns are rare. Do you know guns are rare? Like, I think he turned to the camera at that point just to drive his point home. So then he goes in, and it looks like, I think I blanked out at this bit, but it looks like she's in like a giant empty like hollowed out boat, like a Titanic boat. Like she's just standing like naked in the middle of this giant empty boat for no reason because it's nowhere near her power station that they found a minute ago. Like she's just standing there, and he goes running up, and he's like, "Oh, you're just what I've been looking for." It's like, why are you looking for an android girl? Why aren't you trying to find the guns or food or water? You're just trying to find this android girl?
Is James Franco the good guy?
No, He's
Right,
just,
okay,
he's
that's
just a
fine.
guy. I don't even know if you would say he's necessarily a bad guy. He's just in
No,
it.
well, for some reason I just thought he was the villain. Like I've made that decision myself.
He is very much. He like they push him as being like a. Oh, and I genuinely think his name in it is Warlord
Christ.
because nobody in it has names. They're literally all named by their
I can't
titles.
be doing with that.
Yeah, so like I think his name is Warlord, but I had to look it up because it's not specifically mentioned, and his gang is only like 10 people strong, which is a bit short to be called a warlord. So,
Scrap Lord, maybe. Kerfuffle Lord.
yeah, like it's a little much, but yeah. So like, she's found in there. I don't know who she is. Apparently, she was in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies,
Ah.
which I have watched, but I didn't recognize her. But it was maybe because she has the biggest, dumbest contact lenses on in this. Like,
Biggest.
no, they look like they're sitting like about half an inch off her eyeball. Like they look thick.
I wanted to see Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, but Ace didn't want to go with me, and I only wanted to go because of the bit in the trailer where they like hitch their big long skirts up and like stick knives in their garters.
Do you know what?
And she was like, "It just looks like nonsense, and that's not empowering. That's just leg." And I was like, "You're right." Like, she was right. Like I was looking at it thinking, "Yeah, I just got a bit kind of like flighty, as if I were a Victorian man myself."
Getting the
Like, oh,
fingers.
mercy be. No, yeah. Anyway.
It was okay. Pride and Prejudice, it was fine. I mean, it was nonsense, but it was fine. Yeah, so like they've given her like they've managed to make this like perfect human android, but they've given her like a blue and green like massive contact lens just so you. Hey guys, do you know that she's an android?
It's like in Westworld, there's no Westworld. There's a thing about how their hands aren't convincing. Like that's the tell is their hands.
The tell, yeah. But I feel like you could have had a slightly less obtrusive tell.
I also feel like if you've nailed everything else, it seems just laziness if you can't be arsed fixing the eyes.
Like I feel like chromatic aberration is generally used in these things to be like, hey, different. You must be the different one in this, and it's like bright. Like it's not. They don't even look like eyes. It's like bright green and bright like blue.
It doesn't sit right.
They look like it was just been painted on with like some kids paint set.
It's like that. I wish I could remember the name. It's the
Um,
Ralph Bakshi cartoon.
Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, the cartoonist. This is a massive digression.
Fucking
sorry.
lost me. I'm
Sorry,
not a posh, intelligent man.
I mean, I am an intelligent man.
Yeah, so he gets her and he's like, "Oh, happy days. She's my new wife. Job done. Clap, clap, clap." Because apparently that's what he was after. Because he couldn't find any real girls. So then you cut to your main character. And his mother.
I've not met her yet.
This is the story. This is when the story kicks in. That's your introduction to the movie.
Cool.
This is your story kicking in. Hey, so you get Lucy Liu.
Well,
Do you remember Lucy Liu?
I mean, of course, I'm really talking about. What do you mean? She was in elementary. She is in
I
elementary.
watched Elementary. Yeah, it's still going, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, did it get cancelled recently?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't actually watch
Lucy Liu. No, I don't watch it. Stop pretending we watch things.
Johnny Lee Miller is the only Englishman who's allowed to do a Scottish accent. I'll say that.
That's acknowledgement right there.
Train Spotting. He does okay. He sounds remarkably like me.
Sure.
You disagree? In fact, no, he doesn't. He's more Edinburgh than I am. But he's
No, I'm just. I mean, again.
No, you know,
we're digressing.
I regret saying that because it's just not true. Anyway, sorry.
We're so
You get back to it.
so Lucy Liu's really sick. Hey, right? Lucy Liu is bedridden. She can't get out of bed. She's super sick. But apparently she's the leader of this paradise that you only see like a couple of background trees, but lots of like flowing drapes and stuff in this like open field that they've kind of made for her to like lie her bed in.
You mean curtains?
Sure.
What do you mean? Stop.
Now Lucy Liu is the head of these people, as you're told, not shown, told. Do you want to know what Lucy Liu's name is on the official listing of the movie? Because it's never mentioned in the movie like everyone else.
Is it Mother?
It is Queen.
I was giving them more credit. For
you were.
I was giving them credit for going for symbolism.
Yeah,
not just
no, you were giving them too much credit.
Is it not Yas Queen?
So, wow. So, you then get to meet the main character, which is her son. Hey, Andrew, do you know what the son's name is?
Is it? I mean, if it isn't Prince, is it Prince? Does he wear purple?
It's just Prince,
and
there's no purple in sight. It's an absolute joke.
Is the Paradise Minneapolis?
No, he's just Prince. He's somebody new too.
No,
like, I don't
you
know
say...
him. I don't think he's been in anything either.
Well,
but he does a very good job. He's the only actual good thing in this movie.
He
does a very good job.
Do they reference him as Prince?
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Okay,
No, they literally call him. And I'm pretty sure a
that's fine.
character that I will mention later on, because I don't want to spoil it yet,
You're teasing me.
does be
That's
like, Prince?
Is he also... is he Asian? Or at least partially Asian?
Yes.
Right, that's fine. Well, that's fine.
He is...
That's fine.
Yeah.
No. Like, because you...
No, I had to stop, just in case.
No, I mean, like, is he, like when you say yes, is he... if he's, like, Indian, that's not... No, what do you mean? He's not...
I don't know his ethnic background,
But it is not... It's not East Asian.
It is not East Asian.
So what?
I have to comment.
No, there's nothing wrong with this. This isn't our fault. So here's the thing. So they gave the casting director a thing that said mother, son, Asian.
Right, I'm going to Google him and completely find out his ethnicity before we make assumptions. But he's not fucking Lucy Liu's son.
Because Lucy Liu's...
He's not Lucy Liu's son.
I'm doing it.
Can't believe... You know what? I'm really annoyed I didn't know this because I googled him last night, but I missed this crucial factor. And there's not many people with this last name. He's Jeffrey Wahlberg. He's fucking...
No, let me see.
Oh shit! Yeah, sorry. He's fucking. What do you call him? Mark's nephew.
As in son of Donnie. I love Donnie Wahlberg.
Fucking Donnie.
I love Donnie Wahlberg.
That's not. That's Lucy Liu's son in this movie.
We haven't established. I can't work your phone. What is this?
What do you want?
I want to see more.
Oh, that's the only photo he's got on.
No,
he's so
about
new.
him. Who's his mother?
Oh wait, hold on. He's nephew of Mark and Donnie.
Okay, there's a third one.
It's the other
There's
one.
the useless Wahlberg. That's why they made that's why they made the show about the restaurant.
Oh, Wahlburger.
Wahlburgers. Why did you add a syllable to their name that you just said? Wahlburgers. Wallaburger. Woo, Wallaburger.
Is Wallaburger a thing?
A Whataburger. I think.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. That's what I had in mind.
I mean, I feel like you're almost like ratting the Wahlbergs out now because like they were definitely playing on that, but no one would notice. Oh. Yeah, the Wahlburgers.
So, yeah.
Right, Lucy Liu's
we've
son.
got
Played by a Wahlberg.
Lucy Liu's son played by Jeffrey Wahlberger, Mark's
There's
nephew.
no Wahlberg.
What?
No Wahlberger. What is this?
So I just cut that bit out because we've just got wildly off track.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Right.
Right. So
people will know, but they'll never know what we said.
They'll never know. So we've met Queen. She's very, very sick. Lucy Liu. She's very, very sick. She's dying. Nobody knows how to fix her. You've met Jeffrey, aka Prince, who is really sad that his mum's dying, but he's apparently lived in this like paradise, like his whole life. This paradise,
right?
His whole life, and doesn't know about the wasteland and shit. But for some reason, has a picture of some place that does have the medicine. Called Something Beach. I can't remember the name. Something Beach. Right?
Why
it's never explained, he just has a picture.
No, why does the picture suggest medicine?
I don't think it does. I think it's literally just a picture of a place, and he's been told
They've
that
got
there's
medicine.
medicine there.
Like the postman.
Sure. Always delivers. So,
You've never seen the postman?
so no. So he is like, well, hey, Mom's really sick. What I'm going to do is just go find the medicine myself. So coincidentally, there's this old guy that must deliver something. It's never explained, but I presume he delivers stuff every so often and like treks across the desert. And he's like, hey, old guy, you ever been here? And the old guy's like, no, you definitely shouldn't go there. Please listen to my warning. Don't go there. Hey, so he goes there. And he meets a couple of his mates, and like the three of them or whatever drive out on motorcycles, and they're like, hey, we're gonna go save the day. Yay. And they make a very like large point of being like, we've got 2 guns and 10 bullets. That's all we've got. You know, these super rare guns. So they drive off. That's fine. Whatever. You get a brief scene of Franco introducing his new blonde wife to his gang. And he's got this little like handheld control thing, and it looks like it's been made by like MacGyver or something. It looks like it's made with like rubber bands and like hair clips and stuff. But it's like a little remote control, almost like what you would see like a really like hastily put together like Dead Man Switch in like a movie where you only have like 10 minutes to fire something together. And he's like, hey wife, go have sex with that guy in my crew. Like talks into it to like give her orders even though she's standing right beside him. And then like tells her to kill the guy, and she kills the guy, and you're like, all right, okay, whatever. So now he's only got 9 members of his crew. So then you cut, after seeing all this like nonsense about like the terrible wasteland, lack of resources and stuff, you get the next scene is pretty much like the bar from Dusk Till Dawn. Like you've got big fluorescent like signs of like women, like topless women in cowboy boots kicking and stuff. All these fluorescent signs, and they pull up, and like the prince and his mates go in, and hey, who do you think that I may or may not have mentioned earlier could be running a stripper bar in the wasteland? In the wasteland future. Oh, that's right, it's Snoop Dogg. So Snoop Dogg's running this like brothel in the wasteland.
His cinematic
oh my
performances
god,
are uniformly incredible.
It's almost like he's being typecast. So he runs this brothel that like all the stripper brothel that they all like have like shock collars on, and he's like zapping the shit out of them stuff, and like Prince and his mates just wander in and are like, hey, we're gonna be like tough guys and like find some information about how to find this beach, and like are giving out like gems or something. like they're just giving like little rocks. It might be drugs. I don't know. They're just giving out these like rocks about this size, and they're just giving them out to like random waitresses and stuff. Like, hey, tell her, just give us some information, and like. Snoop Dogg's up there, and Method Man's in it. Oh my god, I forgot about Method Man. He's in it too. He has like 2 lines. He's like Franco's like number 2, I guess. Like he's never really acknowledged. But they're like, hey, these guys just come in. They've got sick new motorcycles. We should go fuck with them. So like, Snoop goes down and is like, hey, you want to meet like my finest women? Let's go. And they're like, okay. So like they go out and they're like, hey, you mates, you need to stay there. I need to take just Prince into this private room to meet my top bitches. And hey, guess what? He does. He goes on his own with this stranger that he's just met. The first people he meets in the wasteland. He's like, hey, let's go. And he goes in, and it's the android lady. She's there.
We know she's dangerous.
And we know she's dangerous because they fired in that like 2-minute scene of her killing a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So she like it's supposed to be seduction, but she pretty much just goes and strokes his face, and then they start making out, and that's it. And while they're making out, he sets the gun on the bed beside him. So she's like, oh, gun, shoots his 2 mates out the window, and then like drags him outside, and you're like, all right, okay, whatever. Then they try to hang him to get information out of him for some reason. They think, hey, what's the best way we could do this? We could hang him. And like they're like hanging and trying to find like, hey, where'd you come from? We want your guns. Okay, that makes sense. I can understand that. They want to find out where the super rare ammo's coming from. But you get like like a split second like close up shot of her face as she's like pulling the rope to like strangle him. And it's supposed to, like, ooh, there's doubt on her face for some reason, even though there's absolutely no reason. They just made out for like 2 seconds because, as what CinemaSins would say, the power of boners is strong for this girl. So then they like drive off. They're like, we didn't get any information out of him, but let's just start driving and maybe we'll end up where we need to go. So they're driving off and like, I mean, it goes from like dark to day, so I guess a little bit of time has passed driving, but she's just suddenly like, I'm gonna fucking save this kid. So she fucking stabs Method Man, throws him out of the Jeep, he's dead, that's it. Method Man's finished with. Because they have one Jeep and loads of bikes, because of course they need to put him in something. So she's like driving it, and Franco's, for some reason the bikes are like miles ahead, and he's like shouting in his wee remote control like, hey, dude, what are you doing? Stop it! Oh, you're being bad! And like you get like full on like 80s like vision from like her view of like the screen going mad and stuff. And she's like resisting, and like they crash the Jeep in the middle of this like desert, like mountainy desert nonsense. And then they get away, like from a load of guys on scramblers, and they're on foot, and she's been stabbed, and he's had the shit kicked out of him and strangled loads. But they get away from all these scramblers.
Sure.
And like Franco gives up immediately, of course, and just fucking drives off. Like, I guess we'll find her later. And then they find like a building which may or may not have been like a church in the middle of this desert. And they go in, and she's immediately like, "Do I have a soul?" You know, like super on the nose, like none of this, like, ooh, do androids have like sentience or sapience? Oh, she's just like, hey, do I have a soul? What's soul's like? How do I talk to God? Can you teach me how to pray? And then falls over and like collapses and passes out.
Who's playing this lassie?
The Pride and Prejudice girl.
I
want to say it's Suki something, but I don't really know her from anything other than that. Even when I googled her, that was the only thing that really popped up. So yeah, because they've now an emotional attachment, because she asked about souls and God and stuff. There's a lot of religious kind of like, they try to do a lot of like, we're being super clever religious parallels here, but it's not great. But he like drags her off, like he makes like a makeshift like sled thing and drags her off to cross the desert with no supplies. Yeah, fucking off they trot. Then they kind of like, you get like a quick kind of like orange color overlay, like of the sun going down, and like a close up of like, you get maybe from like chest up of like Franco riding his bike with like the sky like behind him, like close up, like, oh, he's doing so much searching, oh, he's trying so hard, and you get that to be like, hey guys, do you realize time's passing? Like, just in case you don't know, this is what this means. And then boy Prince and they you assume they find like a body of water, and you're like, oh, he's found the beach. That's lovely. We can hear some seagulls and shit. And while he's standing there looking out on the beach, like, and it's flat, like it's flat everywhere. But 10 guys get the jump on him and get a knife to his throat because he doesn't see or hear them coming. And I don't know where they came from, but they're just there. And then now, full disclosure, this is the first hour of the movie, of an hour and a half movie.
Right.
Like nothing really has happened yet. This is it. But they take him into what looks kind of like a Malibu beachfront type, like big sexy mansion house thing. It's all like run down and graffitied. And then you get to meet Drug Lord.
Please.
You get to meet Drug Lord.
Please tell me he's not Latin American.
He is not Latin American. She is Mila Jovovich.
Okay. What is she playing?
Right? Who's playing Drug Lord. And she doesn't have like a Latin American accent. She's just got her normal accent, like her Resident Evil accent, but consistently refers to herself as the FA.
Oh no!
She's like, I'm in charge here. I'm the FA.
She's from Iceland, is she not?
It's so weird. There's no need for it.
I'm sure she's from Iceland.
It's just like, yeah, I'm the boss. I'm the FA. Like, you could have stopped at boss. It would have been fine.
Because I'm running drugs, I must speak
Yeah,
Spanish.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it. It's so weird.
Fuck.
And like, she's got him there, and she's, of course, it's the same thing. She's like, "Hey, where are you from? What are you doing with stuff? What are you after?" And he's like, "I want the medicine," which he pretty much forgets about for most of the movie. But yeah, so he's like, tells her that he wants the medicine. She's like, "Oh, you can't get that here. You're out of luck, son. There's no medicine here." And then she just gives him a whack of heroin. So he's like,
She's a bad drug lord.
yeah, like he's tripping balls. And you get a quick cut of like some girl that's never explained, chained up, like engineer girl that like fixes the synthetic android robot, like fixing her, and it's like, oh yeah, like I could get away, but I kind of want to stay here anyway. Like I'd probably stay. It's safe here. It's fine. And you get that for like 20 seconds, and then you cut back to FA, and then like she's like, oh, you've probably had enough heroin. Gives him some crack, so he has some crack then as well, and that's all good. And then they have like a drug party. You get like a drug party scene where they're all just dancing for no reason. They're all just like having a great time dancing like this drug party. And then she puts him in like an empty pool, and you get like a bit of a David and Goliath thing. Like they put like a guy that's like 3 times his size in. She's like, hey, yeah, you just fight to the death. I'm going to throw this machete in a minute. But yeah, just fight to the death otherwise. So that kind of goes on. She throws the machete in. He like, Prince stabs the guy. Of course. And then she's like, oh, but what you want's in that guy's stomach. What? Sorry? Excuse me? It's where? So he has to like cut this pouch of medicine out of this guy's stomach?
It's a really inefficient,
It's like,
it's a really inefficient way to deliver gifts.
But like, why would you? Why this like super rare medicine that apparently everybody wants, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just put it in your stomach just in case you lose to this kid."
Hold on.
If I hold this pose, they'll never know. It's a nice top.
Thanks, man. They did okay this year. The next one, they made the final. Devastated. Andreas Torres and Ang Up again in the same team, and fucking love Andreas Torres, man. Anyway,
It's medicine. Sorry. Yeah. So like, kills the guy, gets the medicine out. Then she's like, right, fuck off. Because she's no longer interested where he came from, and apparently giving him all the drugs wasn't to get him hooked. It was just for a laugh. So she's like, yeah, the fuck off. And he's like, no, I'm not leaving because for some reason I'm super emotionally attached to that android, so I'm not leaving without her. And it's so weird because like he carries her off and thing. Like I guess like, oh, she saved me, but she also got you in that situation too.
and shot his two
friends, and it's like, yeah, but hey, we're the 2 main characters, so we have to stick together, and that's literally all it is.
If a robot shot you, but then had sex with me,
He didn't even get full sex. He just got a little bit of making out.
in that case,
Do you know what I mean? He can't be that attached. There's bound to be girls in his wasteland.
I would not forgive the robot for killing you.
No, don't matter how hot she is.
That's not true.
So then he just leaves. The robot's like, nah, piss off. Presumably in an attempt to be like, oh, look after yourself. Where you go, that's fine.
Yeah.
So she gets like chained up in the thing, grand. Jovovich comes in, she's like, oh, you're so pure. You're a pure robot soul. I'm going to keep you forever. You're going to be mine. We're going to be pure robot soul friends. Ooh, we're going to have a great time. Sure, all well and good, whatever. Nobody cares. Then, hey, do you know who I haven't seen in a while? James Franco. Do you remember he's in this movie? Because he's missing for the complete middle third of the movie. So, like, this is when he starts to come back. They, like, drive up to, like, have your big fight scene. And engineer girl, as you kind of get them driving up, the girl engineer cuts herself out for some reason, even though she said she would stay there forever. Cuts herself out to come in and save the android. And she's trying to, like, cut the chains and stuff, but instead they have sex. Hey, yeah, there's... You don't get a sex scene. But they start making, like, she's like, oh, I'm trying to save you, this is going to be great. And the Andrew's like, hey, why are you trying to save me? And then they kiss, and then they make out loads, and then it cuts because they presumably have a sex scene.
James Franco arrives.
He's on his way. He's on his way.
And they know he's on his way.
The people in the place don't know he's on his way.
Okay,
we know he's on his way.
No, that's fine. Because the way you presented it there suggested that Engineer Lassie found out that there was danger.
Okay, fair. Yeah,
went
fair.
to bust out her robot pal, and then wasted time by doing the old horizonte.
But she's still trying to escape.
Yes,
she's trying to escape under the cover of night to get away.
You shouldn't fuck in the midst of escape situations, but it's more pressing if you know the bad guys are on the way.
But it's
you shouldn't fuck in the middle of escape situations.
I've broke out of my cell. So I'm going to be in trouble in the morning. But hey, do you know what doesn't matter? Let's just have sex and I'll stay here in this cell with you and we'll get caught in the morning and it'll be fine.
Sometimes, Christopher.
The power of bars.
When the light...
But it's just like, oh, hey, I've never felt feelings like this before because I'm an android. Hey, me neither. I mean, like, that android technically has the mental capabilities of a child. Like, she doesn't know about the world. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, the whole very...
But then they're just like, hey, let's just make out. And
I mean, that's a horrible trope. There's a lot of that. The kind of recent, like,
again,
Mila Jovovich played such a character in Fulfillment.
Sure. Yeah.
She's like made out of nothing and learns to speak. And in the space of like an hour and a half of movie, she goes from, like, you know, adorable ingenue to boning fucking, like, late 90s. Remember when Bruce Willis was, like, shiny and blonde?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
God, yeah.
The two of them are fucking in a tube. But
it's movie, like, if you put...
Like, she doesn't know the word for war
if you put,
until, like, 2/3 of the film. Like, you watch her discover war and, like, greet. And she's like, oh my god. It's like, no, but why are you boning Bruce Willis?
He looks
like a fucking foot.
This is the same thing. If they had sex in that hotel pod... on the plane, on the spaceship, there's a thing. If they had sex in the hotel pod, it's the same thing. It would be wrong for him having sex with her then.
Yeah.
The same way it's wrong as this engineer there. It's madness.
The president watches them do it.
Madness.
At the end of that movie, the president is on the phone to Bruce Willis's mother and looks at them boning.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. It's
It's the general.
The scientist guy.
Was it? It was not the army guy with the beret?
No,
he was in
there.
the thing.
Yeah,
he was in the thing.
The scientist guy was there, but he... it does not matter.
Yeah.
Stop.
There's no need for
creating female characters, like, out of dirt to mate with. Well, it's like Eve. Adam gets bored. It's just like, oh, I'll make a woman out of a rib.
Plaything for you.
And then, it's creepy.
The only thing that makes, like...
The
only thing that I can kind of vaguely, not justify it, but, like... I mean, I presume Franco's already banged her.
That's a horrible justification.
No, that's right. It's not a justification.
My justification for assaulting this child.
No! It's not. It's not. I'm not saying anything about children. My point is that presumably
I think the distance myself.
She's at least had sex before, so I'm trying to let the engineer girl off a little because the android did push it. The android did say, hey, I've never felt feelings like this before, and then kissed her back.
I mean,
because the engineer girl gets, like, the quick kiss
kissed
in.
Her back?
No, the engineer girl gets the quick kiss in.
Kissed her back.
Yes, sorry, not literally her back.
like some clumsy robot. I don't know what sex is. Right.
Does this arouse you?
I don't. You can fuck all the robots you want. Like, I mean,
it's the wasteland.
Yeah,
okay. It's the future. It's also a movie.
No.
You know what? That's what you're saying. That's fine.
I'm not taking a moral relativist position here. Sexual assault, no. Fucking a robot, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's a robot.
So, shovels?
Well,
Do we just start digging?
No, I'm not. No, I'm on solid fucking ground here.
Right.
I'm saying I don't give a fuck about you fucking
let's not talk about this anymore. Right. So that happens. Cut to daytime. They're like, they're like cuddling.
I feel a little bit like this robot doesn't know what she wants.
Nah, she's all over the place. Woman. Ooh.
Don't like that.
Ooh. Cut.
Left that right out.
Yeah, so cut the daytime, Franco pulls in, you're getting your like big end kind of fight scene. You're following kind of like Franco walking through this place, almost like a one shot type thing for quite a bit of it. As Prince tries to sneak back in, see if
I don't believe the directors involved in this project are good enough for it to actually be one shot.
James Franco was a director in this movie.
What do you mean was a director?
Well, there was 2 of them.
Fucking hell, man.
And then the other guy did nothing that I recognised. He's only done like 10 things.
It isn't actually one. It's not Alfonso Cuarón. It's not like a proper,
no.
It's not like an actual.
No. It's.
No, I'm not asking if it was actually Alfonso Cuarón. It was obviously not Alfonso Cuarón.
Sure. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, it's not a big tracking shot.
No.
You just say things. You just say things.
So but they've shot it as if it's supposed to be like, hey, this is like a cool one-shot thing, but it's not. Like there is cuts in there.
You lie.
So yeah, this all starts kicking off, and then you get like Effie like leant up against the wall, ready to go out and fight Franco.
You know the word is Hefe.
Hefe, yeah, same thing. But also I'm white and flipping Northern Irish. I'll say what I want. So like, you get Jovovich like put up against the wall, like ready to bounce around the corner to fight Franco. And she's like, I'm motherfucking in charge. This is my fucking place. I'm the fucking Hefe. And then stabs both sides of her neck with heroin.
Can I just... I bet you she does a terrible job of motherfucking. Yeah. Europeans shouldn't curse.
No, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
I
can hear it. I can hear her saying motherfuck. I've never heard her say motherfucking. I can hear her saying it. I bet she butchers it. Frankly, folk from here can't really pull off motherfucker.
No, God, no.
White people shouldn't say motherfucker.
No, I mean... it doesn't have the same. No, it doesn't have the same effect.
There's no lyricism to it.
Yeah.
It becomes stilted.
Yeah. So she stabs herself with like a couple of things of heroin and goes out and has like a fight scene, which I believe she wins. Does she win? Yeah, no, she does win. She wins.
Had you lost interest by that?
Yeah, no, I was like starting to zone out. Like, there's very little happens in this movie, really, to be honest.
You've done a lot on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best here, but there's very, very little of interest. Like, there's a lot of nonsense. So, yeah, like, I think she wins. She gets hurt, but she goes in and she finds the 2 girls cuddling. She's like, Oi! You were supposed to be the pure android. You were supposed to be my pure little baby android. Little baby android girl. It's like, oh, I'm going to wipe you. Oh, girl. You're going to get wiped. It's so much nonsense. Like, it makes no sense. But then Franco comes back. It's like, I'm taking my wife back. Kills Jovovich. Goes to leave with Android and Boy and Prince. But he's got his little like walkie-talkie back, and he's using it again because apparently he thinks it'll work now that they're close together, even though it stopped working before. He's like, "Hey, let's go outside. You're my wife again. I'm going to go kill the girl." And they go outside, and he's like, "Hey, kill that girl. Kill Prince." And you get the whole like super clear, obvious like, oh, I'm going to stab him. I'm going to stab him. Twist. Stabs Franco. And then, like, waves a machete at, like, 10 guys. And they all, like, ooh, one girl with a machete. Ooh, we can't get round her or get her or anything.
What I like about it, though, is that I believe that James Franco was that stupid in real life.
Yeah, fair.
He seems like a real moron.
Yeah.
Like, he seems... Yeah.
I mean, I would still go for a pint with him, but yeah, I think.
No, would?
Yeah, I would. I'd go. If Franco rang me up and was like, "Yo, Chris Ray, do you want to go for a pint?"
He would have the most fucking insufferable stories. He wins every story he tells.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Nah, he seems like the worst cunt. Nah, like, No.
Oh,
Nope.
oh dear.
Nope. Nope.
Okay,
nope,
no Franco for Andrew.
Look,
Um,
like, I made my mind up about that people come the Generalissimo. I was doing like a if you give me nothing, my Spanish Civil War material will not stand up on its own. Seriously,
that
though,
was delightful.
genuinely, no one's cutting about with the name Hitler anymore. Why is he happy with Franco? That's not.
I mean, no,
That's not.
I don't.
That's not a controversial point.
No, sure.
You ever met Mussolini? You ever met a Stalin? Well, Stalin wasn't his name. You know what Stalin means? Sorry, I have to.
Fucking hell. Oh my god. No, Andrew, what does Stalin mean?
Man of Steel.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
He used to bend iron bars over his back in prison.
No, well, why not? Christ. So,
Re-engage.
yeah. So she's like weird and chatty.
Good luck editing this.
Oh, no, I'm just leaving most of this in. Fuck it. That bit I might cut out. And this bit. And this bit. So she's waving and chatty at these guys to get them all till they can get some bikes and get away. So they bomb off. She's got a spear. And they bomb off. Yeah, she grabs a spear on her way out. Because, hey, guess what? Do you know what makes for a cool, exciting ending? Her turning the bike around to joust Franco on motorbikes.
By the way, I haven't ever. Is she wearing clothes?
She's got like wasteland clothes.
So when you
She's got two outfits in this movie,
When
and
you-
there's absolutely no need
when
for
you
both
meet
of them.
her, is she clothed?
No,
Right.
wait, no, I don't think so.
In the boat.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You described
she's
the, you
not
described the
clothed.
boat at length.
Yeah, no,
You never mentioned her.
Well,
you love describing the boat.
I'll tell you this. I didn't mention her because I couldn't distinctly remember if she was naked or not, but I think she might have been. I'm pretty sure she might have been. Pretty sure she was.
You and I are very different men.
I just didn't want to be wrong. So yeah, she like jousts Franco, like she just stabs the spear in the motorbike wheels on her way past. And they're like, oh, okay, that's done. She like has a wee bit of a like he's lying on the ground. She like beats the fuck out of him as like all his mates are just like driving in a circle around and watching him getting killed until like she like beats the fuck out of him and walks off and they leave and then they all come over and like, oh man, you alright, warlord, whatever your fucking name is. Yeah, and then they all just go back and save Queen and she's like, hey, I need to go do something. And her and engineer girl drive off, and he goes in, saves Lucy Lou, and then the credits roll. That's it. That's your big ending. And you're like, hey, what is she away to do? Is she just because she likes the girl now, right? So then you get a little bit of her. The last shot of the movie is her walking from what appears to be a bush, which I can only presume she was over doing a number one. Coming back over to get on the bike. That's the end of the movie. So you don't find out what she was talking about.
Okay.
Credits roll, and you're like, what was she away to do? 30 seconds into the credits, because apparently you needed a mid-credit scene.
I know what they're doing.
What is she away to do, Andrew?
They're going to look for the place.
Wrong. You're 100% wrong. Do you know what she's away to do? She is away to punch Snoop Dogg in the face. She is away to punch Snoop Dogg in the face and let all the strippers go from their shot collars.
That's nice too.
So they can all kick the shit out of
You know what? That's better. That's like that's a concrete achievement. Fuck finding a utopia that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Dick. A really skinny man. You shouldn't punish Snoop Dogg.
No!
He does not look like he can take a punch.
Shouldn't.
Snoop Dogg,
He's skinny.
He worries me.
He's skinny.
He worries me, man. Like one bad bit of flu,
Done.
He's gone.
Yeah, done.
Like, you know what I mean? One bad flu season. Frankly, like, you know, like a compound fracture would finish him off. He worries me greatly.
But I mean, I like that they at least were kind of like, oh, this will be kind of funny. But I'm like, just put it at the end of the movie. Like, you clearly didn't want to end the movie on that, which is fine.
Post-credit
But
sequences.
should I have
No.
to wait like 30 seconds into the... Like, not even end of the credits. 30 seconds into the credits is too short for you not to just put it on the end of the
Yeah.
movie.
There's a practical reason for post-credit sequences being terrible, which is that if you go to a cinema, they're on a really tight
Sure.
time. You know full well, as soon as the credits start to roll, lights come up, Marvel movie or not,
Yep.
lights come up, and they start coming to clean around you.
Yeah.
And then you're the dick who's like
Sitting
holding
there
these
being-
poor, you know, barely above minimum wage employees.
The
back from
only thing about
turning
that
shit around.
is, though, that because of the Marvel movies now, you're not the only dick sitting.
No, but
There's
you
like
say,
half- there's
but
half
you
a
say
cinema
that.
sitting.
You say that. What you are then is like 3 groups of you sat, just so tense that one of the other 2 groups will get up and fuck off
No, I don't
because
give a
someone's no, yeah, but you're an arsehole. Like I'm a nice person.
Why are you being nice? These people are literally paid to clear the floors.
They're
so when
paid
they come in,
very little to pay the floors,
So
and they have to do it in no time. No,
I'm not
not
throwing popcorn and stuff all over the floor.
You
I'm
look-
there to
you-
see everything that I paid for.
I
If I want
imagine-
to sit and watch the entire credits, I will sit and watch the entire
I
credits.
imagine
I paid for that.
20% of what you try to eat in a cinema ends up on the floor.
No, that's not true.
You're a very clumsy eater. I've watched you.
That's
There's
not
literally a
true.
stain on these trousers. Look at
Yeah, that's beans. I'm not having beans in the cinema.
that. So you only spill beans.
I can eat popcorn. I'm a big boy. Anyway, that was Future World. You're welcome.
No, hang on.
Fun fact,
No,
you
I have.
don't need to see it.
I have questions.
Right.
Future World
Yeah,
as a title,
is completely irrelevant.
well, to the follow-up of Westworld
Sure.
makes sense because
Yes.
it's about the park, Future World,
Yeah.
like Tomorrowland.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
makes
works.
sense. That is literally the worst title for a
Yeah.
film,
Oh, it's
which is
absolutely
just about the future.
It's absolutely nothing. And
I
like
mean,
it just
I
doesn't.
can't remember said this. Did I say this earlier on, whilst we were filming? That like you may as well have just called it sci-fi film.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I mean, you did,
that's-
but yes, you
No,
should.
I don't think I was on camera.
Well, now that you've made it plainly obvious that there was stuff cut from this video,
No, you should. Like,
you know, it's like
Future
it's
World.
nonsense.
Future World.
Because it's like Mad Max, and
It's
they're
like
just
a-
kind of like, how do we
stick-
cross like some android
Future
stuff
World.
in here?
Well, that's shite. But stick a pin in that, and then they just never got to that pin.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Future
It's
World.
like the name that a lot of movies give their movie while it's in production. They don't want people to know what it really is.
Yeah.
It's like the fake title.
Earth in a while. Like, and there's no. Oh god. Well, anyway, yeah.
It's grim. Right, that was Future World. And this is the angry end of this, because
Not the-
I'm angry ending it. Don't
not-
listen to Andrew.
I've never seen the original Future World,
Neither have I.
but I can guarantee you that's a better movie because it justifies the title because it's about a theme park, which is Future World.
Yeah, no, this doesn't. Mila Jovovich is great.
I'll agree with that. I love Lucy Liu. I like the Wahlberg family's acting. Like, I love Donnie.
You've pushed this on too much. I'm 100% cutting this when I said Mila Jovovich is great. Bye.
I would like you to at least include my
No.
backing up that. Like a prick. Just cut back to me shaking my head at some point. No.